What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Get into another reaction. Episode 1130 of One Piece. We just got done with 1129. And it looks like we're finally starting the backstory of Kuma and his past and how much he's gone through. And it's just started with only the last episode. And you can already see just how much he's been through. I mean, just from the beginning and his early childhood. I mean, holy fuck, bro. Absolute terrible stuff. Him becoming a slave at 4 years old, along with his parents, both of his parents dying within being a slave at their time there at Mary Joyce. Him being the only survivor, but still being a slave. And we know he was always, in the present time, he was a slave for a lot of time at Mary Joyce still, or Mary Joie, however you pronounce it. I mean, even the last attack from the Revolutionary Army freeing the slaves, that was one of their goals, was to free Kuma specifically, because he was there as a slave again. I mean, he's 47 years old, because we saw at the beginning of the flashback, it said 47 years ago, and that's when Kuma was born. So, if you think about it, most of his life within slavery, and that's just the topic of slavery. I mean, there's so much other stuff that he went through, and we're going to get into it all, but I'm assuming we're going to be within this backstory and the past, Kuma's past specifically, for a couple episodes. It seems like we're going to be, I don't know exactly how many it's going to be, but I do remember specifically whenever I was reading it. I mean, it was a couple chapters in a row of just straight backstory, so I would assume they do the same in the anime, and we're going to be within this backstory for a little bit before we get back to the present, which is perfectly fine, because this backstory is definitely one of the best, in my opinion. And it's a rough one. It's very sad, but it hits home and is very eye-opening. So, without further ado, let's get into this episode. If you guys enjoyed the reaction, please like down below, comment, subscribe for new, hit the notification bell, see the next one was dropping. Let's get into it. One Piece, episode 1130. A history erased. God Valley of Despair. Today's prey. They have literal targets on their back. Okay, so they're treating these humans as rabbits, and certain ones are worth more to be able to claim certain prizes. Like, this is an entire game for this. And Saturn's just overseeing this debauchery. Like, this is fucking sick. Fucking disgusting behavior. Yada. Damn, Garp just fucking cooling it at a resort with the baddies. As soon as he heard Roger's is gonna be there, he's like, I bet I'm there. For natural resources, like, yeah, this is 100,000 of these humans. That is insane, bro. And this isn't gonna be even talked about at all, because it's just a little game to the celestial dragons and the world government. No history of this whatsoever. Yeah, no fun for them. Dude, Garling, a holy knight, 100,000 points. Yeah, he just participating in it, like he actually trying to win and shit. Like, he fucks with the game. He's a holy knight. Like, these people are fucked up. Oh, Kaido's devil fruit. And that's Kuma's. Well, we know which one Kuma got, yeah. He thought of his mom and dad there. After all he's been through, look how kind he is. Oh. Are we actually about to see this shit? Nah. See, I forgot about this too. I forgot to mention the post-episode session. They have their own halfway scene, brand new, just for the backstory, with Bonnie and Kuma. We're gonna be with this backstory for a couple episodes. A couple, at least. Oh, yo, we're actually seeing the entire crew. Nah, this is fucking lit. Dude, this is so lit, bro. Nah. Oh! Rocks from the east, Rogers from the west? Nah, man. That straw hat. Nah, bro. This is so lit. This is an insane episode. Oh my goodness. Here we fucking go. Fucking Garp, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, we're finally getting a taste of what actually went down at God Valley. We're seeing all of those infamous pirate crews, Garp in his youth. Oh man, dude, this is so cool. All within Kuma's backstory. Like, remember, the focus is Kuma here, but some stuff happened to align and happened at the same time. Oh, Big Mom. Oh, shit. Come on, Kuma, hurry up and eat it. He obviously does, and that's definitely the pawpaw one, because the other one is, like, bluish, and that definitely resembles the same kind of color as the dragon. There we go. Oh, here we fucking go with this guy, dude. Your lot in life is to be a slave and die. Decided by the course of history. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Pathetic. Fucking Saturn, bro. Until the dark shadows of history. Okay, so just a little tiny taste of like that battle and stuff. Yeah, he still saved a shit ton of people after he ate that fruit. The hands of liberation. Damn, so this is how they separate their and go their own ways and whatnot. So Guinea decided to stay. She's 4 years older and she's like tiny as fuck compared to him. Ginny. Okay. I thought it was Guinea. Ginny. She decided to stay. You notice how she has pink hair. What were those kids paying attention for? They were just like in the woodworks. Oh, yep, and here we go. He's 9. Look at this. You know, his life actually evening out a little bit. Some decent times, not all bad. Four. Jesus. Wow, really? Yeah, you actually have a full stomach. Wow. What life could have been, right? Damn, this soundtrack too. This is a completely new soundtrack. Oh. That just reminded him of everything that he's been through and brought up his own emotions too. Wow. They need to let that shit out. It's a good thing. Oh man, that episode flew by, bro. Wow. Oh, there's so much emotion in this, dude. Oh my god, bro. Alrighty, guys, what another spectacular episode of One Piece. Got a lot of interesting info there in the beginning, really the entire episode, but mostly in the first half, where we see Yvonne and Ginny and Kuma execute their plan, and they have a couple others that were, you know, alongside them, or at least supporting the same cause and wanted all the same thing. They wanted to escape. So how they did that, Ginny was the one that leaked the information about the island and got literally, she was the cause for fucking the Roger pirates, Rocks pirates, and the Navy coming, which, you know, eventually ended up, they asked Garp to come, you know, because obviously Roger, you know, they had a feeling that whatever the information manipulation of information was going on there. They realized that, you know, Roger would be there, and so Garp was like, why didn't you say that first, bro? Yeah, I'll be there, dog, because obviously he don't want to be around celestial dragons. Like, he don't fuck with any of that shit. It's not good to get involved with them, or you know, you can't say anything to them, you can't do anything about what they do, you know what I'm saying? Even though you're part of the Navy and you think it's wrong, it's because you're part of the Navy. They're at the top of the world, you are not. Everything below them is considered, you're basically, you're not human, or you're just not on their level, you know what I'm saying? You're looked at as filth. You're either a slave, you work for me as under the Navy, or that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. So that's how they all ended up getting to the island, because, you know, at first the Navy that was already like stationed there protecting the island and letting the, you know, celestial dragons enjoy their little game event of 100,000 humans, labeling them as rabbits, putting targets on their back. Certain ones are worth more than others in points, and you can redeem those points to receive prizes. It's literally an event out of humans' lives. Like, oh boy, bro, it's fucking despicable behavior. Saturn's obviously there as well, overseeing the thing. But part of the plan is that they realize that two of the prizes are 2 devil fruits, and one of them is one where you can turn into a dragon, and it shows an illustration of it. And sure enough, it's Kaido's devil fruit. So that's how Kaido got his devil fruit. He got it from God Valley, as well as Kuma's. This is how Kuma got his devil fruit, where you can, you know, launch yourself fucking ways away. As well as other people, and it has tons of other uses too. That's how he got his, and we see how Yvonne and Kuma took advantage of the chaos and got to both of them. And at first, both of them were going to eat each one. So Yvonne almost had Kaido's devil fruit, which would have been insane if that were actually the case, because maybe Kaido would have never had a devil fruit to begin with, and that could have changed so many other things. With Kaido and his crew being the, you know, Animal Kingdom pirates and stuff like that. Like, it could have just changed the directory of so many things. Big Mom, her whole goal was just to get both of those fucking devil fruits. So she comes in, squares up with Yvonne, gets him by a chokehold, takes the fruit that that he was gonna eat, which was Kaido's. So I guess she ended up giving it to him. And unless Kaido like took it for himself and they fought or something, who knows? Because the Rocks pirates were not by any means like a cooperative crew. Like, they were like butting heads, and like all of them had very, very strong personalities. Most of them, I would say about half the crew we already know. Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard, Stussy, and then the rest and the captain, we don't really know who the fuck they are, or, you know, how infamous they were. I mean, if they're a part of that crew, they're definitely nasty, but those are characters that we have not, you know, dived into at all or really learned anything about. Yeah, Kuma runs away with the fruit, eats it while he's running, and then eventually is confronted by Saturn. And obviously we get Saturn's, you know, look on the Buccaneer race in general, and like how like your lot is, you know, born to be slave and die. That's it. Absolutely fucking disgusting. And then Kuma's just like, well, being born into slavery is just like, might as well not be born at all. Like, if I'm gonna have a power, then I'm gonna help as many of those people that I can. And then Saturn's just like, that's exactly why your race needs to be, or some shit, something along the lines of that. It's like, all right, these motherfuckers are just despicable. So yeah, we got a little taste of like God Valley and like Rocks pirates versus Roger pirates and Garp being there. Like, we got a little taste of like that event, but obviously we're in Kuma's backstory, it's centered on Kuma, so we didn't really see the rest of that fight. Maybe we go back to that at some point and get more backstory of God Valley. I would love to see like the actual full like fight or just event of those crews going at it against each other and the Navy and Garp. That would just be amazing. And then we see them escape. Kuma ended up saving like 500 people. You know, obviously he's kind of hard on himself. He feels like he could have saved more. But that is still a pretty good feat for just like obtaining that power, not really knowing how to use it, I'm sure at first, and then also only being 9 fucking years old. You know, in the grand scheme of things, versus 100,000 people that were on that fucking island supposed to be killed. You know, 500 doesn't seem like much, but it's better than fucking nothing. So you can kind of see how that like starts his track of being a good person and just wanting to do well and help people. And they end up going back to his home town or home kingdom. I think it's Cerbert or something like that. And he invites them into his church where his parents like grew him up and raised him for a short time before they were put into slavery. And Ivan ends up heading out and doing his own thing, and we know where he ends up later. Ginny decides to stay with Kuma and stay there in the meantime until she figures out what she's going to do with her life. Because obviously she's been, as we learn at the end of the episode, she's been a slave since she was 4 as well. Like very young age, she's been a slave. And she kind of said like, yo, I'm full. And she said it like 2 or 3 more times. I'm full. I'm full. I actually ate my fill and have a full stomach, which is not a luxury. No, that's what I mean. It is a luxury for them after being a slave for so long. You never have a full meal. Probably nothing even close because you're treated so wrongly the entire time. And she kind of breaks down, and then Kuma, seeing her break down, brings up all the emotions that he's been holding in, or has been putting away as much as he can, like because you kind of just block that shit out if you're put through some traumatic shit like that for a long period of time. That's like the only way to like keep moving forward. You got to block it away for a little while, and then like it takes a long time to process it. So both of them breaking down right there was good because they had each other's company in that, and obviously you got to let that out eventually. So, but yeah, what another amazing episode. This backstory is it's something, bro. It's one of a kind, and it's very in depth, and it's for none other than Kuma's past, which is a very, very treacherous, sad, and long journey, and just shows how much he's really been through. So still just in the very early stages of this backstory. I know we're gonna have a good amount of episodes for this, I'm assuming, so that's what we can expect going forward for the short-term future. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's gonna do it for this reaction, and we're all caught up for now until new episode on Sunday. So I'll see you on the next one. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, please like down below, comment, subscribe for new, hit the notification. We'll see you the next one's dropping. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.